Thank you for attending Peloton Minerals Corporation, Breaking Through the Leading Edge. The forward-looking slide statement I'll skip by. I assume that everyone has seen that before. And for a quick overview of the company, we're not huge at the moment. We're a $7 million market cap. We trade on the CSE under the trading symbol PMC and also in the over-the-counter market in the United States. We've got a strong portfolio of copper and gold projects. One is about 16 miles from Butte, Montana, a copper project that is considered to be cogenetic with Butte. We've also got 3 Carlin Style exploration projects on major gold trends in Nevada, and another gold project in Montana that's under option to a joint venture partner. We've only got 10 minutes for this presentation, so today I'm just going to focus on the copper project. That is the one that we've got the most emphasis on over the course of upcoming over the year, and that's where we will be concentrating. Just for background, I first tried to get a hold of this property in, I think, 2010, as did many other companies, large and small, but the junior that had it for a long time wasn't dealing with anyone. So it lay dormant for all that time. Finally, last year, the heavens parted, and I was able to acquire it through a subsidiary of our company. We're going to spin that company out this year, so our shareholders will get a dividend of shares in that company, and then Peloton will hold a significant controlling interest in that as well. Just for reference on the location, Montana is just south of Alberta, and the property is about 16 miles from Butte, Montana, right on the Rocky Mountains, or the foothills of the Rocky Mountains. The project has world-class potential. It's a big ground position. We've got 14 square miles there. It's a known copper porphyry. The difference being, as compared to a lot of other projects or exploration projects where they're looking for a porphyry, we already know that this is a mineralized porphyry system that hasn't been explored adequately. It's near all the available infrastructure that's necessary, and contrary to days gone by, Montana is now a very favorable geopolitical risk state. All of the majors are active there: Rio Tinto, VRIC, and even Robert Friedland with his HPX company has invested significantly in Montana recently. Since I'll be comparing the project to Butte, we might as well take a quick look at what Butte actually was. Butte used to be called the richest hill on earth, and that's because above that open pit was a mountain, and the entire mountain was mineralized. They took it all down and kept on going. That pit is about 1 kilometer deep. They took $130 billion of metal out of Butte, and it was the biggest copper porphyry or biggest copper mine ever discovered in North America. This is what I call the money map. That's a map that was published in 1965 by the United States Geologic Survey. It's a major magnetic low that exists within the heart of what's called the Great Falls Tectonic Zone, which is a major zone that cuts through Montana and is coincident with a lot of the mineralization that has occurred in Montana. Within that low, which is shown in the red outline, there are 3 more significant lows that occur within it. One is where the Butte mine was. One is to the north, where it shows Montana tunnels, which was also a great big base metal mine. And the third is the one in the middle, the Boulder Property, which we now have. That magnetic low occurs within what's called the Boulder Batholith, which is a 1,900 square mile quartz monzonite. The difference between Butte and our property and Montana tunnels is that ours was buried by about 300 to 2,100 feet of younger volcanics. So it wasn't outcropping, so it's a little bit more difficult to find. These are some historic drill holes that were put into that property largely by Anaconda, which owned the Butte mine or operated the Butte mine. After that USGS map was published, they drilled a number of deep holes, some of them up to 3,000 feet. They intersected big copper widths of between 1,200 up to 2,600 feet. You see for comparative purposes how tall the CN tower is. So those were pretty big, thick intersections. Now, it wasn't ore grade at that depth. There were about 1,000 ppms, but consistent mineralization throughout, and all of the holes contained the porphyry mineralization or porphyry alteration that we're interested in. This is looking at it in plan view. And the big thing on this, the red dots and the green dots are different types of alteration that have been intersected from the historic drilling. The big thing on this diagram is the scale. That's about the distance between the intersections that have hit that alteration is about 6 kilometers. So, and it's open in all directions. So it's not only thick, it's also got some lateral extent to it as well. At the risk of the geologists in the audience throwing an egg at me, I thought I'd put up that ice cream sundae, because that's not unsimilar to the copper porphyry model that we're looking for, where the good stuff is towards the center, but on the outside where we're into the low-grade copper, that's not so bad either. This is some of the historic geophysics. The pink part is interpreted to be the disseminated lower-grade copper, although these sections are in areas that were never drilled, and so they're a little bit stronger than the historic drilling area. But as well, that pink part is about 2,500 meters, so 2.5 kilometers across. So it's a pretty big system. What we will be doing this year, actually, with some modern day geophysics, is we're looking for what's called the higher grade concentrations within that system. In Butte, they were called the main stage veins. That black vein there is one of the main stage veins in Butte, and the thing about Butte is that 95% of the metal came out of those main stage veins. So we'll be doing some high-powered pulse DPM geophysics this summer, looking for those concentrations. We could run through all of the geologic similarities, but as I said, they're considered to be cogenetic. They're in the same setting. The mineralization came from the same source. The only box that hasn't been checked yet is whether our project contains those main stage veins that we'll be looking for. In summary, going forward, 2022, we'll be conducting that deep pulse EM survey. We've already initiated the drilling process, permitting process, which we expect probably late this year to receive. We'll be bringing Celerity Minerals, which is the company that holds that project public, and we'll be issuing a dividend to the Peloton shareholders, and also conducting activity on our other Nevada and Montana projects that I haven't spoken about. In 2023, the program at the Boulder Porphyry will be a drill program somewhere between 50 and 80,000 feet, depending on the geophysical results, and we'll be active on the other projects as well. Again, our booth number is 609. I've got the detailed technical information at the booth if anybody's interested, or on our other projects. Thank you very much.